Hey guys, welcome to this video. So I was gonna make a recent video, but I didn't really know what to talk about, so I just thought I'd talk about one of the arrangements of one of my older songs. This is the remix of London Label's track Nasty Anthem. I think I had that open before. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the arrangement a little bit and how I structured the remix. By the way, you can find the full song in the description of this video. It's a free download, so please spread the word and enjoy. Okay, so let's get started here. By the way, also, if you don't know the original, I'll put an annotation to some YouTube upload. I'm sure it's somewhere up there. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing in this song is this organ. Actually, let me turn down my master fade a little bit here so I can talk nicely. So basically what I do here is I introduce the listener to the main chord progression that I'll be using from now on in this remix. Now this doesn't sound a lot like the actual song itself, because the thing that makes the song is the actual melody, and you might recognize this sample. That's from the original. Well, I don't introduce that just at the beginning, but I only try to play with the chords. Because that keeps a bit of mystery, and yeah, it has the listener want more, I guess. Okay, so I introduced that along with some reverb kick. That's from the Vengeance Essential Club Sounds, I think. Yep. And then after 8 bars, I introduced this like upper register melody, which I made up myself, just jamming around on the keyboard, and then I recorded it. And then for more tension, after 8 bars, I have the hi-hat go double time, so this is the hi-hat. And note, I put that hi-hat there so that a DJ can beat match properly, because they need something rhythmical at the beginning of a track, otherwise beat matching is going to be horribly difficult. So that's the hi-hat to beat match. And then after 8 bars it goes faster. And then after another 8 bars, we proceed into some sort of breakdown where I introduce the main melody, which is here. This is a sample I got from London Label themselves. I just asked for the whistle and they sent it over. And then along with that, I have some piano thing going on here. No, actually that's the main synth. Where's the piano? Where's the piano? Here it is. And you can see me automating the velocity here, and there's a reason I automate the velocity instead of the filter right now, because if I just filter it up or increase the volume, the samples that are triggered by the velocity are always the same, and this way I get a really realistic sound, as if the person playing the piano continuously hit the keys harder and harder and harder. And it's these little details that make a build-up, a build-up, because, there's change going on. So let's listen to the build-up. So here's the piano, ID 8-1. Then there's some hi-hats and samples here. There's some white noise, which I think is this audio track. Yep. And then the synth in the background is one of the main synths I introduce I introduce right here actually. This is one of the main synths I use for chords later on. And I already introduced it here, but I filter it up so it's not that prominent. So you can hear it rising up there. And while the listener is probably listening to the piano, if I took this synth out, it would sound not fat enough. There's something missing. Put it back in and there's the nice full sound. Then after 16 bars, I introduced the actual build-up with the kick drum roll and I also reintroduce this little organ melody here. Where is it? I think this was the one. Yes. Little pause and the drop. Now also pretty interesting right here is that we have two main themes going on. One theme is this. Okay, and then the other theme is this one up here. And these two themes, they alternate between each other. So during the build-up, we have this main melody going on, and then it's replaced by this thing again. So we have some variation. Note that the main theme is not playing right now. So we proceed to the build-up, and then just before the drop, I switched the groups up a bit. And instead of putting this, I put a little funky, funny, even funny variation here. It has a bit of groove, it's shuffled, so yeah. And this is also one of those cases where less is more. Like, I'm putting a pause right here, and this pause will really help the drop become more intense, because yeah, silence is very, very powerful when it comes to that. If there's absolute silence, then your brain expects you know, some sound, but to be hit full whack with the whole entire frequency spectrum from bass to full high treble, this will produce a really intense feeling for the listener. So I went for a kind of complex kind of thing here. Well, obviously this really brutal, like, machine gun kind of bass. Let me just solo all this automation. It's really complex, as you can see. Yeah, I wanted a lot of variation in the drop at the first, in the first couple of bars, so I already cut it off after 4 bars, sorry, and put a little tiny breakdown or some break in, which comes here. And then the bass is brought back in. So how did I do that? Well, I cut off all drums. Drums pause. There's no actual bass. Instead, what I put here was a sample, I believe, yes. I just found that while roaming through my sample folder, and that's where I got the idea as well. Just interrupt the entire drop and put this thing in with the upper melody, and together it sounds like this. And then the way I did this was basically I put the melody in here, and this is also the same melody as up here with the organ. And I also did some filter automation to have it come up at the end of the phrase, so yeah, you can see that here. Let me just loop this. Okay, so here's the Thor that plays this melody. So as you can see there with the filter knob, yeah, it comes up towards the end of the phrase. And this gives a really nice effect, bringing the music back, if that makes sense. Like if I play it with context. Of course, also I layered this yai bass on there. Really simple. Just let me just pull that up. Oh yeah, all I did was create one of those standard womp basses. I don't have to cover those anymore. I already did 2 tutorials on them. Annotation over here and over here. Yeah, so all I did was automate the rate so that the wobbling becomes faster. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I layered that with this melody up here to get this kind of breakdown going. So let's listen to the entire thing. Okay, now what else did I do here? Towards the end of this longer phrase, I think that's 16 bars. Yes, it is. I make a tiny break, taking out everything except the kick drum and those melody synths. One of those is the one I introduced back here. Playing the intro chord progression, and then during the drop it plays the drop chord progression. So that's pretty cool, and it gives a nice bit of a variety towards the end of the track, or the phrase, sorry. And then, yeah, what else is in the drop? Well, obviously the two basses, and I can't cover those right now because that would take like a 20-minute video. By the way, which I can do, if you would like me to cover those basses within a Seriously Sick Synth Sounds video, just write me a comment and I think I'll do so. Because they are pretty fat. Yeah, what else is in here? Well, there's this thing, which is the sub bass. And there's nothing special there really, it's just a sub bass. And this arpeggio, which you can't really hear either. I mean, of course, if you know to listen, if you know where to listen, you can hear it, of course. But your mind will be focusing on the, you know, massive bass and the wobbles and everything. So there you could hear it in the background, and it's these kind of elements that you can't really, like, that you don't notice, that make a song great. So yeah, it's that attention to detail that you know, makes a good song. Yeah, so that's pretty much the main drop. Oh, I think I forgot one thing here. I added some choirs, which is just that's the artificial choir in the Reason Factory Soundbank Combinator library. And to that I added a sidechaining compressor and an equalizer. And I just realized I was sidechaining with the standard method there. Also, for a better method of sidechaining, check out the video right here. Okay. Yeah, so that's the first half. That's the main drop. And I'll cover the other two sections and the reintroduction of the drop in part 2 of this video. So check back for part 2.